Hey guys, this is your host Thomas Tyree here from On the Hot Podcast. Today, I have some bonus content for you guys. The bonus content we'll be covering today will be in the sport of baseball inside the MLB world. In today's bonus segment, I'll be sharing my winners and losers of MLB free agency. So, we are heading into the springtime. We are currently in spring training for baseball, and we are a few weeks away from opening day across the MLB league. So I'll be sharing my winners and losers of MLB free agency, starting off with the winners. Winner number one is the Boston Red Sox. I feel like the Red Sox were winners of MLB free agency. They were very aggressive this winter during the offseason. The Red Sox have missed the postseason for the last 3 years in the MLB, so you know they're hungry to be on top of that AL East division this upcoming MLB season. But they got really good, and they found their ace this MLB offseason when they got Gary Crochet from the White Sox. They also brought in Alex Bregman, and they rebuilt their bullpen. Now, the thing about the Red Sox is they're being very aggressive. They want to get back to the playoffs, but you look at the rest of the AL East, you look at the New York Yankees, their ace, Garrett Cole, has gone down. He's going to need Tommy John surgery. He's out for the 2025 season. The Baltimore Orioles are having problems in their bullpen right now, and they got worse during the offseason. It's not a hot take that the Red Sox could at some point surpass these two teams in the AL East and possibly make a run at winning the division once again. So I got to say the Red Sox had a really good offseason. They're winners on my list. Another winner is the Detroit Tigers. Now, the Detroit Tigers were very quiet at the beginning of the MLB offseason. They really didn't do much, but they picked up steam as the offseason went along. And they made some strong moves to help them get back to being a contending team out and there in the American League this season. And they made a huge splash and a huge amount of great moves with the bullpen. I mean, they brought back Jack Flaherty. Remember, they traded Jack Flaherty to the Dodgers last year in exchange for two prospects, I think top 100 prospect as well, before the MLB trade deadline. And Jack Flaherty is now back with the Tigers on a lucrative deal. So he's back. The bullpen has gotten much better. And they made a little dicey move, bringing in Gleyber Torres on a cheap one-year deal. I think the deal was worth $15 to $20 million. That's a good deal to bring in Gleyber Torres. Gleyber Torres was a player that was part of the New York Yankees last year, been a part of the team for quite some time now. But last year was probably the worst year of Gleyber Torres' MLB career. So now he's on a one-year prove-it deal, so you'll probably get the best production out of Gleyber Torres. I think the Tigers want to get back to being a contending team out there in American League. They got a taste of success when they knocked off the Houston Astros in the wild card last year in the playoffs. So they had a pretty good offseason. They're winners on my list. Now, the last winner on my list is the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now, the Dodgers are not playing around. They're not messing around at all. They want to go back-to-back. And the Dodgers, being the reigning defending World Series champions, their bullpen rotation is just straight nasty. It's filthy right now because they brought in Blake Snell, they brought in the Japanese star pitcher Aaron Roki, and they also re-signed Clayton Kershaw. And not to mention, they're not going to go all in with Ohtani pitching, but if you could get Ohtani to at least pitch in 15 to 20 games this year, oh my gosh, that bullpen is filthy. It's nasty. And with a lineup of Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Tio Oscar Hernandez, and several others, how are they not in position to go back-to-back this year? They got to be the betting favorites, probably on the sports books. But the Dodgers, the way have they done things this offseason with no salary cap in baseball, they are winners for free agency, and they're looking to go back-to-back this year, this upcoming MLB season. Now, let's get into the losers here. The losers that I have for free agency, starting off with team number one, is the Baltimore Orioles. Now, the Baltimore Orioles should have done more this offseason, and this is a team that had two back-to-back 90-win seasons that got swept back-to-back times in the playoffs. You look at what happened in 2023 where they got swept by the Texas Rangers. Then last year, they got swept by the Kansas City Royals. They have not won a playoff game since 2014. And that's alarming. And they weren't aggressive this offseason, making any moves, making any big boy purchases. And they got worse. They watched Corbin Burns, their ace, leave during free agency to sign a massive deal with the Arizona Diamondbacks. And Anthony Stanlander, their all-star outfielder, just signed with the Toronto Blue Jays this offseason. So the Orioles have gotten worse, and there's trouble in paradise in their bullpen. They're not 100% healthy, with pitchers not being 100% when we're weeks away from opening day. This is a team that could slip up just a bit due to the fact of having rotation problems, because a pitching bullpen is everything if you want to be a contending team and go out to win a World Series, if you have your aspirations set for that. The Orioles have gotten worse. They did not cash on the opportunity to get better, and I think they are losers this MLB offseason. Next team on the list is the Atlanta Braves. Now, the Atlanta Braves are known for being a contending team. They just won the World Series a few years ago, but they did not get better this offseason. They were content with keeping the core that they had and not making any moves this offseason. But they got worse in the bullpen department because Max Fried has signed with the New York Yankees. They lost him. They also lost Charlie Morton. And their starting rotation has taken a massive hit during the offseason. Spencer Strider is not going to be ready for opening day as well. So there's trouble in paradise for the pitching rotation out there in Atlanta for the Atlanta Braves. And looking at this NL East division, yes, there's bottom feeders right now like the Washington Nationals and the Miami Marlins. But the true contenders of this division, like the New York Mets, who have gotten better this offseason, especially after getting my boy Juan Soto, and the Philadelphia Phillies. How the Braves are in danger of finishing third in this division. And a year that they're supposed to bounce back after they had a rough way of ending things, not on a high note because they were not 100% healthy to close out the season after they got swept in the wild card by the San Diego Padres. So I got to say that the Atlanta Braves are losers as well. And the final loser on my list has to be the Houston Astros. Now, I feel like the Astros do deserve a list of being losers because the Astros, we know how they do business. They have been a contending team. They have won World Series over the last several years. They had a rough offseason after being upsetted early in the wild card to the Detroit Tigers last season in the MLB playoffs. And they lost a lot of talent. They traded away Kyle Tucker and watched Alex Bregman go to the Red Sox. Alex Bregman was a part of their success for years. That is a player you cannot afford to lose because he was a part of the foundation and had championship DNA to help turn around the culture, to get back to being a contending team out there in Houston for the Astros. No way you let him get out. I mean, he is only on a one-year deal with the Red Sox. But if you don't get him back, that could hurt the foundation for the sake of the future. So I have to say those are the losers and winners of the MLB free agency. Again, six total teams, 3 winners, 3 losers for this segment. And that is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Thomas Tyree, signing off. And I'll see you guys on next week's episode.